All right, I picked up a differential assembly for the front diff assembly from the junkyard, or some places call it the wrecking yard, or the breakers here. Basically, my actual differential, the bearings, are worn. I could rebuild it, but for the cost of the rebuild kit and to get someone to rebuild it, I just picked this up. This came out of a 2014 Nissan Armada, and it's going into my 2005 Nissan Armada. The 2004s to the 2015s, the parts are interchangeable. All right, so it looks like the bushings, yeah, these bushings are good. Yeah, these bushings are nice and good. Yep, yep, yep. And what I'm gonna do is, the bearings, I already checked these. These things, I actually thought that the left side or driver's side in the US stub shaft was supposed to have play in it from the factory. Not excessive, but I thought it was supposed to have a little bit of play. Nope. This thing is rock solid. There's no play. No, that the noise you hear is me accidentally rotating it as I'm trying to show you that. But it's free, nice and free. But there's no play in this thing, no forward and backwards, up and down. That's the way it's supposed to be. All right, so if you have any play, I always start with the most inexpensive and easiest thing to do, the outer bearing for the stub shaft. Swap that out. If that doesn't fix your issue, then you need a rebuild. Or you could just do what I did, pick up a used one, slap it in there. The price wasn't bad. It was a little over $3, no big deal. For what I'm getting. These things weigh a ton. I didn't realize how heavy these things are. So the two-wheel drive Nissan Armada compared to the four-wheel drive Nissan Armada, this is a good chunk of weight. I picked up some 80, 90 gear oil to put in there. I'll put some fresh gear oil in. But let's get hot. You got to remove your front skid plate if you got it. This skid plate, 6 bolts, CV half shaft to the stub shafts. Let them hang. Remove the propeller shaft or the front drive shaft, and then you could support the differential and remove your differential mounting bolts. There should be 3 of them. All right, let's get started. All right, I'm almost finished with the removal. This a small skid plate that's on the oil pan, that's gone. The CV half shafts are disconnected. The front drive shaft or front propeller shaft, whatever you want to call it, is disconnected. So now all I got to do is support the differential and remove the 3 mounting bolts. There's one here, and one right up there. You see the bolt, and that's the little air bolt right there. That thing is heavy. It doesn't look like it is, but that thing is heavy. So I'm gonna go ahead and support it. Actually, what I'm gonna do is loosen the nuts. I don't know if the bolts are welded to the cross members, or if the bolts are welded in place, like tacked in place. But I'm gonna go ahead and loosen them up. If the nuts, that's what I meant. I don't know if the nuts are tacked in place. If the nuts are not tacked in place, I'll go ahead and fully remove the nuts before I support it. Because once I put the jack on there here, I'm not gonna have much room. All right, this crossbar has to move. There's 4 bolts, 1, 2, and 2 here. These 2 are already out. One of these already out. You can see it's loose now. This needs to come out. Let me see if I can do it with one hand. That is light. but the capture nut for the rear of the... No, I thought it was there. It's actually up here. All right, but that needs to come off, okay? That way this just comes right down. And don't forget the vent tube. It's on the other side on top. You gotta disconnect the vent tube. All right, there it is. This is the one that's coming out. And this is the one that's going in. Oh, wow. They made changes to them. The 2014 one has a whole lot more webbing on it. A whole lot more reinforcement. They're both Dana axles. It says it right there. DANA. It says it right here. DANA. This one, same thing. DANA. And right there, DANA. Let me show you what I mean. You can see the webbing. See all that webbing compared to this one? 2005, 2014. That's actually the only difference that I see. This is what it looks like without the front diff. It's the bottom of the engine. Easy access to the doggone exhaust manifolds and catalytic converters. This is the one I replaced before. Not bad for 2005, huh? All the winters and salt on the road. Yeah, Virginia started using that brine stuff. Not bad. All right, let's get the replacement diff installed. All right, this is the replacement going in. First thing I hooked up was the vent tube. Once I get the diff oriented, I'll go from the top of the engine bay and pull the tube up and reconnect the plastic clip. Two, there's one that goes, you can't see from under here, and the upper one clips to the air box, close to the firewall. It's close to the firewall? Can't remember. I'll show it. But let's get the diff oriented. All right, it's in place loosely. The bolts aren't tightening, they're just in to hold it in there. And the other one right there. And I actually was holding, I used my feet to pump the jack. You laugh at my Crocs. I used my feet to pump the jack, and I used my hands to hold it in place. That's what happens when you're working alone. But that's the fill, that's the drain. So let's get everything bolted up. Since I was under there, I went ahead and I'm doing an oil change. Just knocked it out. That thing took a crap ton of gear oil in the front diff. That thing took a lot. It's actually finished buttoned up. The new oil filter is primed and on there. I'm just putting in the oil and then I'll take it for a test drive. I just gave it a quick test and everything's working. Four-wheel drive is engaging. This is my little test berm. So what I do is I'll pull up here in an angle, and when the rear wheel loses traction, I engage the four-wheel drive, and the front right tire did that. So that's how I test my four-wheel drive. All right, so now I got the old one is on the basket, and I'm gonna take that back to the junkyard, and they're gonna give me back, I forgot how much it is. It's a pretty decent amount, but they're gonna give me back the core charge for this.